Welcome back, guys. If you have not yet listened to part one of my college life, a part of my journey, my educational journey, please go ahead and click that link. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to get the videos when they are released. My name is Denisha, and welcome to Let's Chat with Denisha. So I saw Jamaica Theological Seminary. I didn't know what this was about. It was the first time I was hearing the name. It sounded familiar, but it was the first time I was really interacting or really hearing the name like that or seeing it. The Holy Spirit said, call the number. And I called. I don't remember the month. This was in 2004, going into 2005. And I remember calling. Yes, it was 2005. I remember calling. And I'm like, I said, hey, thanks for calling Jamaica Theological Seminary. How can I direct your call? How can whatever? And I said, hello, sir. This might seem a little strange, but I just want to know, is this an institution? Is this a workplace? Is this what exactly is it? Can you just tell me? And then he started giving me the history. He was such a nice man. He started giving me the history that it's a Christian institution. It catered towards building Christian in ministry and for the work and for the workforce and all of that. And I'm like, so what are the courses and programs that you offer? And he started to say general studies, theology, guidance and counseling, social work. I'm like, you do guidance and counseling? And he's like, yes, we do guidance and counseling. I'm like, what are the requirements? Oops, I realized that I had all the requirements at that time. And I'm like, so what is that the school fee like, and when are you accepting applications? He's like, we are like 2 days away from closing application, but if you are interested, you can download our application form online or come by the institution, get your application form. Then we had to be a part of a church. That was JTS. We had to be a part of a church, and I was already active in church and everything, youth leader and all of that, in a dance and everything. Like me, they just so enough up in a church. So he said I have to get a pastoral reference. So the pastor had to sign and indicate that I'm an active member in the church. And then there was an educational one where like a past teacher had to sign that, or principal. And I think there was another one. Anyways, I called the different persons because there was like this urge. The Lord said to me, this is where I want you to go. As clear as day. And I'm like, so what about you? I really want to do the, what about you? I really want to do the radiology program. And I did the sciences and now it's counseling. And the Lord said, this is a school that I want you to go. And there were some road blockage, I thought would have been like more supportive initially, and it was very disappointing, but the Lord provided some people along the way when I was applying, and they were there with me to get those papers signed, and they were there with me along the way. And I met the deadline, and they said that I had to make that down payment. I am a saver, and I can just tell you all of this. My mom always tell me, it is not what you make, but it's what you save. And so I was always saving, and out of the money that I saved, I was able to make the down payment for school. So now mommy know that I'm going to school now. And she said, Denisha, I feel like Job, you must be Job's sister. And I remember that day mommy telling me that was the point when the obstacles were there, because I wasn't getting the papers to sign. and she was just there to encourage me, seeing all that work that I was doing just to get into school, going against what she told me, because she said work, save the money, and then go to school. And I said, Mommy, God said I need to go to school. And if God said that I need to go to school, it means that He is going to provide. When has God ever failed us? And she looked at me and Mommy said, you? And by then at this time I started to buy up the pencils and the books and everything. As I said, I was saving. At the time I didn't move out of parents' house yet, because I'm not a big woman yet. So I was able to save a little and all of that, and paid the first semester and had the books and everything. Then I was still active in church, still doing my duties and all, and I was still going to school full time. As I said, I was a quality inspector at the company, so you know it's a different career path altogether. So what I did was, in order to go to school, I exchanged shift, because it was like a 3-shift thing, like a 2 to 10, 10 to 6, and 6 to 2 shift. And so what I did was I exchanged the shift with the other people in the office so I could get the time to go to school. So my schedule was, I go to work at 10 p.m. in the night, and I had to take the company bus. So I had to drive from my community, go into the town to get the bus, the company bus. All right, so I would take my dinner to work. So Mommy would make sure that she reach home, she cook my dinner. Sometimes I'll eat it or I'll take it to work. I'll bring my school book, pack my bag and everything, and clothes to go to school. And I'll go to work. Working from 10 to 6, sometimes the machines would give a lot of problems, and the testing of the products and everything. Sometimes it was a strenuous night. I wasn't able to do schoolwork while I was there. But you know, I was able to like do stuff, because by then I didn't have a laptop. We couldn't afford. I would leave work now by 6 o'clock now, you know, I do my last quality checks and all, and then I'll get ready now to catch the bus. And we know how Spanish Town Chichi bus stay. Do we still call it Chichi bus? The JUTC bus, that it can be so packed. I've been working an 8-hour shift and have to travel all the way into Kingston for school, and standing up was very hard. Sometimes I felt so drained. So all I had to do then was to buy the Red Bull and buy the coffee, make coffee at work, bring with me, sip on the bus. Sometimes not even can get to sip it. When I reach at school now, I warm up the coffee and drink. And classes would start like at 8 o'clock. Sometimes classes start at 9. It will give me a little time in between. I'll go to the student lounge and, you know, just relax a little bit. Sometimes I'll have group work, and so the group has to meet, and it was a lot. So I'll have school for the entire day, and I'll try to leave school, and I have to take the bus back home. And we know back then on the ferry to go into Spanish Town was traffic. You are standing in a 2-hour traffic, no movement, no nothing sometimes. And sometimes it will take you like between 1 to 3 hours, sometimes all 4 hours to get into Spanish Town. That was how bad it was in the days. And then I had to, sometimes I reach home like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I have to go home, shower, and sometimes I have assignment to do, and I have to do the assignment. Then sometimes I even fall asleep doing the assignment. Mommy by then now finish cook the dinner, and she would pack my dinner and back again to catch the bus by 10 o'clock. And I did. Hey y'all, I had to cut out some parts of the video to protect people's identity. Okay, so see if you can pick sense out of nonsense. I write into administration asking them if, you know, I want to further my studies, and if they could oblige me by giving me whatever shift so I can complete my studies, even though, you know, the career paths are different. And I remember in writing that letter, the Lord said to me, when it's time to leave, I will let you know. By then I was so drained, I was so tired in doing 2 full-time, school full-time and work full-time. So fast forward now, I ended up leaving the job. I left on a good note where I wrote my resignation, put in my 2 weeks notice. Long and short, I ended up going to school full time. And I remember that day in the office, the Lord told me, there are going to be times when you are not going to have money to buy food to eat, but know that I will provide for you. And there were times for sure when I left my job to go to school full time that I never had money. You know what I did? Leave my colleagues and I'll go into the library on the third floor to sit and read. Sometimes I even fall asleep. Why? Because I didn't have the money. I didn't look like I never have the money, but honestly I did not have the money. All I had was my fear. And thank God for some of my colleagues who drove. Oh my God, I don't want to call names, but thank God for them because God sent help along the way. And I remember we have this thing, the central area in the school, we call it bus stop. And we will go in the van and he will drive us back to Spanish Town. And I'm like, yes, God, that saved me the money, because that money that I would have spent to go home, I can use it now to come back to school. I remember not having money to buy food, not having money to pay school, to pay fare. And there were times that I had to stop, like not go to school. Not a lot still, because as I said, God made a way and God provided a friend, who worked close by to assist in that as well, because she taught at a school close by. So she said to me that I could travel with her. Then another church sister started going a leader in the church started going to the Caribbean Graduate School of Theology, and she was like, Sister Denisha, anytime you want a ride to go back home, please let me know. So God provided people along the way. Can I tell you, there were many times that I felt like quitting, but I was a hard worker. Here we go. This time, no, I never have a laptop, never have no computer or what. It was a church family that I love so dearly. I would go to their house in the wee of the nights and be doing assignments, and I wasn't so computer savvy, and I would do my printings and I would do my assignments. Sometimes I have even 5 assignments doing group work and all of that, and it's in the night, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, they're waking up the son and say, yo, TJ, may I beg you for carry Denisha go back home, or Jody, carry Denisha go back home. I'm telling you, it has been a journey that I don't regret. God has been good. God has been so, so good. So I didn't have a laptop, and then I remember the Lord provided me with a second-hand laptop, and them big Dell heavy laptop there. The Lord provided the laptop, and many times too, even at school, the mango tree. Yo, JTS past student, you remember the mango tree? Oh my God, the mango tree was our lunch. We used to live on the mango tree, and that cooler sometimes is the ice mint. I find ice mint in my bag, or the mint in my bag, and it's the mint I have, and I have to suck the mint and drink water at the cooler, because that was all I had. Oh my God, I tell you that God is good. This is not a tear of, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe these tears, but God has been so, so good. And so I was passing my courses, and it came down to the nitty-gritty now. It came down to the point where I never found the school fee for one of the semesters. And by this time now, I think you had people walking around pulling people from classes. Was it, I don't want to tell lie on the institution, but if that was the case, I don't remember. But when you know that they're walking around or what, you would leave the class and then go back in or whatever it was. I don't remember. I think it was that, because it's so long ago. It is so long ago. I need some tissue. It's so long ago. But anyways, I didn't have it. And I said, Lord, didn't you say that you were going to provide for me? So you're going to embarrass me now by me following after you. You telling me to go to school. You telling me it's time to leave the job and go to school full time. And you're going to embarrass me like this? And that was when the scholarship came. I don't know who told this individual that I was in need. And the person said to me that, didn't I tell you that when you started school that you needed to let me know? You're my girl. You're my child. You're my daughter. Listen, we are going to stand by you. And I can tell you, the church stood by me. And that was how my entire tuition was paid. I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to worry about lunch money. I didn't have to worry about school fee. All I needed to do was to do well. All I needed to do was to do my best, not just to make me proud, but to make my church family proud. And I just thank God. Like, I thank God. I thank God for them even up to today. And so that is a part of my journey. Is it? So when graduation came on Life on Campus, I was one of the co-founders for the Offering Ministry. And we started dance on campus and the drama ministry, and we started the yearly productions that us as students could be a part of, and it was ministry. We ministered to each other. I remember the ensemble, and we sang, and it was a lovely time on campus. And out of that, I have made some good friends. I've made family out of that institution. So I say all of this to say, life is a journey. There are many, many roads to get to where you want to go. Some roads are easier around us. It's so hard for us wanting to take the easy way out, But I don't regret. I don't regret my background. I don't regret what I've been through, because it is those experiences that have made me into who I am today. I am a world changer. I am a child of the King. And I know that where I am now, couple years from now, or couple months from now, I won't be here. And I did me, I go dead, All I am saying is, there is greater in me, and there is greater in you. Do not give up on your dreams because of lack of finances. Do not give up on your dreams because of the family you come from, or from the community, or from the trials, or what you have faced. I faced a lot of obstacles, but I'm still fighting, and you can fight too. The life that I live is not just for me, but for others. Thank you again for tuning in to Let's Chat with Denisha.